We want to talk about the developer community, because when you are a software developer, you are not an individual. You are a link in a chain. You are part of a community, a group of people that are all basically working together, where everyone to either side of you is trying to help you succeed in what you do, and you have to do the same for them.
And a side note, the developer community didn't always exist. And it wasn't always there. I mean, when we were far younger, when the personal computer just started becoming popular in people's homes and people started developing at home for the first time, resources for development were few and far between.
That's because the internet was still infant, too.
Yeah, but people who had information were not quite so friendly with it and not quite so willing to share it with other people because they felt...
They were academics.
Exactly. And they felt like it would devalue their knowledge.
Yeah.
So if you don't contribute what you know to the developer community, and if you don't try to take an active role in it, the developer community can always return back to something that's not very helpful, like we find in the Apple developer community.
Yes. The Apple development community needs to have... They just need to have a lesson. I don't know. They need help, those people.
I think, yeah, it's the smugness.
Yes. So try to take advantage of this. You know, there are a lot, except for Apple, there are a lot of great opportunities out there to learn on message boards. And, you know, we're sitting here making fun of Apple. That's not always the case.
And it's not necessarily Apple's fault. It's just, it seems to be the type of person who tends to develop on Apple equipment.
They seem to have this weird mentality where...
It's the art at Starbucks that happens to be a developer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the guy that, like, he has a Mac... And he just, like, sits there at Starbucks angled so that you can see that he has a Mac. That's the guy that kind of... that is not so good.
Yeah.
So, he's also the person that thinks that you can't write a virus for Mac.
That's right.
He's one of those people, too. So
Apple's immune to viruses.
Yeah.
Apple makes great stuff. Their developer community needs help.
So please take advantage of this, and at every opportunity, please contribute back. In every time that you give back to this community... I promise you, you're going to get something back, and you're going to get 10 times more back than what you had invested in the community.
Yeah.
So always help other people that need it. Now, but one thing to keep in mind is if you're writing proprietary software, there might be company policies about sharing code, copyrights, and that sort of thing. So before you actually share full code, be aware of your company's policies and that sort of thing.
Yeah. But there are projects out there where you have open source code that's free to use. So you can see what other people are doing. You can see projects people are working on, and some really cutting-edge stuff that's out there that you can look through the code. I mean, Firefox obviously is a very easy example. I believe Chrome is open source as well. I mean, the Linux kernel, pretty much whatever. I mean, you can really get into anything in the open source realm. Inkscape is kind of like Adobe Illustrator. All those kind of projects, you can get the source code and see how they did it. GIMP,
all that kind of stuff.
If you're interested in graphics processing. There's a lot of stuff out there, and if it has a GNU license, you can use it. If there's code within the project that's helpful for you, you can take that, you can make it your own, you can work it into your project.
Yeah, you can change it.
You can change it.
You can use it. Right. You can use it in whether you're developing freeware. I think for the most part, you can also use it in commercial applications that you're selling.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's an invaluable resource, and so it's invaluable for you to use as well as to contribute back to. So development is not a job; it is lifestyle, and always keep an open mind. Your way is not always the only way or the best way.
That is very true.
It probably isn't.
Probably is not.
So the question is, am I still a software developer?
Am I still?
Probably not.
Probably not.
So hopefully you get something out of this. Hopefully this kind of helps you stay focused, helps you stay motivated, helps you to not become demoralized if you happen to be, and gives you a bit more of a perspective of what to expect when you enter the workplace. So that brings us to the end of this discussion of what it means to be a software developer. Yeah. So if you're still interested in software development, after all this, then you probably are a software developer. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching.